Paul. Just a lot of the noise around Wales has been pretty down. Would it be foolish to allow that sort of chatter about Wales to seep into the Irish thinking? Would it be sort of foolhardy to listen to that?
Well, listen, we don't probably expose ourselves to it maybe as much as other people do. For us, it's about getting excited about doing our thing. And that's what it's always been since I've come in under Andy, and that's one of the things I really enjoy. We probably, for sure we focus on the opposition, but probably less than we did in my playing days. There's really real excitement about how we're going to play and how we're going to perform. Like having said that, I think Wales have excellent players. They've really good athletes. Really good coaches, and know a lot of their coaches really well. So, you've seen hints of it in the last few months. I think Wales are going to get better and better. But for us, it's mainly just about us and our performance. We're expecting a tough game, but we want to see us getting better at what we do.
Kieran.
Can you just get your assessment of the line-out across that block of 3 opening fixtures?
Yeah, it was probably okay. We conceded a maul try against Italy, which is disappointing. We haven't mauled much ourselves, but we haven't scored a maul try. A little bit sloppy against Italy, certainly towards the end of the game. And our ball winning was good against England, but we won great ball at the tail. We didn't deliver it properly. It probably goes down on the stats as 100% line out, but really we didn't get a lot out of it. So, I think, it's an important part of the game for us, and a part of the game that the lads have worked really hard on. It's probably a little bit better than it was in that New Zealand game in the autumn for sure, but it still has room for improvement.
Rory.
When you watched the back ball, what were the areas that you felt needed most improvement? Just Saturday rather than the lineup.
Say it again.
The England game rather than the lineup.
Yeah, the game. I think, look, everyone wants to start well in a game, and very often the start of the game, how you start a game is down to someone else. It can be down to the referee, it can be down to the conditions, it can be down to a little bit of luck, but I think at times we were under pressure at the start of the game, but the lads dug in and stopped them scoring, particularly when they were close to our line. So that was really good for us. But it's not something you want to be doing, is spending that much time close to your line. So I think our ability to get out of our own half, whether that is kicking the ball or whether that's attacking well, whatever it is. That's really important for us. I think we probably rode our luck a little bit at the start of the game, and then when you're 10-0 up, then the game changes. I think England only kicked 18 times, which would be very little for them. They had to kind of change how they played. So I think that's important, starting well, so that you can get yourself into a position where the opposition have to change what they're going to do, and you can continue what you're doing.
For the game in Chicago, I think it was the last time we were talking to you, you were talking about the consistency was the big aim, and it's been a bit up and down since then. Do you think you're closer to achieving that as a team, as a group? Are you seeing the trends, the habits that are out there on in that regard?
Yeah. Like some of our stuff around our habits were really good at the weekend. They're exactly what you're looking for, and they were pretty relentless from the start of the game to the finish. But guys need experiences to learn what it takes. And we've, in the past few years, we've had a very, very experienced team on the field. That's changed a little bit. So, the French experience for so many of the guys, the South African experience for so many of the guys, even the Italy game is a great experience for them. And, I think our best players, the guys that have the most influence, are the guys that are the most consistent in how they train and how they prepare. And on the back of that, they're the most consistent in how they play. So we need that across the board. But guys need experience to learn that as well, and you get better on the back of that. So, I would hope that we continue in the vein that we were in England in terms of some of the habits, terms of some of the, I suppose, relentlessness we saw from the players. I would hope that will continue and improve this weekend.
Thanks. Simon, then Derek.
Yeah, Paul, where exactly do you see Wales getting better and making the most strides from their path to where you think they're going?
I really like the coaches they have. I know Danny Wilson really well from his time in Harlequins. They wouldn't have had the fastest line-out jumpers in Harlequins. Herbst, the big South African, Joe Launchbury, great players, but probably not the greatest line-out jumpers in the world. So he's a really good set piece coach. Scotland have always been very tough for us to attack against under Steve Tandy. You know exactly what he stands for. There'll be so much pressure at the ruck all the time. They're very connected. And obviously Matt last year, we turned up in the Millennium Stadium, and they in a very short period of time, he had them playing some really good attacking rugby. We've seen it already, how their forwards are interplaying. They're passing a lot more at the line. They attack short sides really well. They flatten up. So I think they've probably got a coaching group that really know what they stand for. And they have really good players. They have really good athletes. They just need that direction and guidance from a good coaching group, and I think they're going to get that. And then they just have to, I know they're going through tough times in the last few years, but they're still going to have to go through them, but they'll get better. I was thinking this morning about some of the players that have left, the Sam Warburtons of this world, the Justin Tippericks, Alan Wynne Jones. The influence they have around the playing group is absolutely massive. We've experienced it ourselves here with the likes of Johnny, Peter O'Mahony, Conor Murray, going guys that are in how they train and how they prepare and how they care about the team. The difference they make to everyone around them is phenomenal. So I'm sure a few of those leaders are going to begin to emerge now from them over the next few years. I think they have what it takes to start getting better. We've seen it already. So, I don't think some of the results we've seen in the past from Wales are going to continue.
So what do you have to do to make sure you're not the team that allows them that first win in a very long time?
Yeah, listen, it'll be down to a load of small things. It won't be any one thing. I think we're good when we have clarity around what we're doing, and we're doing every little bit of our game as well as we can. We're not too focused on what the result is going to be or what the occasion is. We're just excited about doing our way better. That's when we're at our best. So hopefully that continues this weekend.
Derek?
You said experience brings learning. I hope you don't mind me saying you're reasonably new to coaching. You have got a big long background. So how have you watched the man of steel as he's under pressure? A little bit following South Africa, under definite pressure following France. He has to deal with a very, very hot button topic in the 2 out halves. And he's now out the other end as the coach, and you're the assistant coach of what's considered to be a fine performance and a team on the up. What have you seen that in the man of steel that you've gone, that was good, I like the way he did it?
You mean Andy?
Andy or Superman?
Andy,
He's the
yeah.
man of steel.
Is he okay?
If you go to Lancashire in England and go down to the local pub, he's known as the man of steel.
Yeah, I would say he's very consistent. Whether we win or lose, he's very consistent in terms of how he deals with his assistant coaches or how he deals with the players. I'm very fair. So, and that's the important thing. I think for us as well as assistant coaches and dealing with the players, is just, we have to review where we need to get better, and we have to make sure we're, I suppose, working hard and putting pressure on ourselves to get better at the things we need to get better at. We've got to make sure that we're, don't just know the game plan. We have to understand the behaviours that drive the game plan. And I would say he's good at reviewing honestly and fairly, whether it's dealing with the players or the coaches. And he's very consistent in emotionally and how he handles wins and losses.
Thanks.
Paul, so I spoke to you after November about when you were talking about Ryan Baird and sort of the strides he made over 2025. So first, like, how's it been for missing someone like that who's been such a big player over the last year? And how do you think the three lads you've had gone on at 6, like Keane, Cormac, and then you moved Ty Baird into 6 for England?
Yeah, they've been excellent. They're all very different. Like, Ryan Baird is obviously he's an excellent athlete. He's obsessed with the line out. He loves working on the line out, loves talking about line outs. The other guys are the same, but probably not at the same level he has. So it's just whatever player we have every week. We've, I suppose, certain things that's required of a 6 to do. And they're very good at getting after it. We lucky we stay in the hotel. We get to catch up in the evenings. We get to get clear on the plan, whatever it is they have to deliver. So any injury, same as James Lowe or Paddy McCarthy or whatever, any injury to a player is just an opportunity for us to give someone else a chance. It's an opportunity for that player to grab a hold of it, to show the leadership that's required. And make the squad more and more competitive. So it'll be great to have Ryan Baird back when he's back playing and he's fitting well, because he adds massively to us. But an injury is an opportunity for someone else for us to broaden the squad.
Thanks. And just last question, Rory.
Paul, James is outside. Just wanted to ask about him. He's been quietly one of the best players in the championship this year. What have you seen from him in the last year in terms of his leadership and what he brings around your old position that's seen him kind of go so well?
Yeah, he's getting better and better. I suppose he's had a lot of experiences, whether they're big wins, big losses, getting picked, not getting picked, and getting the feedback that goes around that. I think he's moving really well. He's moving the best I've seen him move since I've been involved with Ireland. At the moment, when you get an injury-free run, that can tend to happen. He's obviously had the Lions experience as well, where he probably learned a little bit and kind of maybe took some confidence from that. He's done an awful lot of work on his tackle. On the back of that, he's really confident and is able to lead that part of the game in terms of being physical in the tackle. He's an excellent rucker for us. I know he clipped Malcolm Marks in the autumn, but his ruck stuff, his physicality at the breakdown, but his technique is excellent as well. So his ball carry has improved. So it's been, I don't know, I think for some of these guys, getting an injury-free run and accumulating game on game on game, getting a break, accumulating game on game, it puts them in a very good place to perform. We ask a lot of the players from a fitness point of view in terms of how we want them to run and how we want to move and how quickly we want them to move there. And I think he's doing that better than he's ever done since I've been involved. It's great experience now as well. His line-out calling has improved massively. He's always been an excellent line-out defender. So yeah, it's a real kind of sweet spot he's in at the moment, and it's been great to watch him.